A young, slender girl named Katerina arrived at an art studio to pose as a model for a group of art students. She felt extremely anxious because she had to wear a costume that was too large for her frame, and she was worried about the prominent scars on her body. As the studio lights flickered on, a crowd of men stood waiting for her. Her brother, Tommaso, brought over a chair and told her to rest her feet. When Tommaso touched Katerina's thigh, she firmly told him to remove his hand. Annoyed, Tommaso spoke to her dismissively, leaving Katerina with no choice but to strike a pose, hand on her forehead, gazing forward as if looking into the distance. Tommaso adjusted her posture one last time before the students below began their sketches. Their master, Andrea, entered and instructed the students that they were to draw the image of Diana, the goddess of the hunt. Noticing a smudge on Katerina's leg, Andrea ordered Tommaso to clean it. Tommaso obeyed, rubbing her leg with a cloth, but Katerina felt helpless, sensing that Tommaso was intentionally doing this to spite her. Andrea urged the students to pay attention to every detail from head to toe to achieve a masterpiece. Among them was his first pupil, Leonardo, who looked closely at Katerina. He noticed the wounds on her hands and the deep scars on her back. The atmosphere in the classroom grew tense. Andrea struck the wall in frustration, while another teacher, Angela, scolded a student, forcing them to start their drawing over from scratch. When Katerina looked at Leonardo, she saw him staring intently at her scars. 2 hours later, most students finished and headed home to refine their work. However, when Katerina looked at Leonardo's sketch, she was heartbroken and embarrassed to find he had drawn a monkey instead of her. Leonardo insisted he didn't mean to insult her. He explained that while Andrea wanted a perfect image of Diana, the scars on her hands and back were so profoundly meaningful that he felt he couldn't capture her true essence in a standard portrait. Later, Leonardo faced trouble when he presented blank papers to Andrea, claiming he felt no inspiration. Andrea, furious, told him to clear his head under a water pipe and warned him not to return without a proper drawing. Meanwhile, Andrea was struggling with a nearly impossible task, hoisting a 17-ton golden cross to the top of a cathedral. The pulleys were failing, and the ropes were under too much tension. Leonardo, watching white smoke rise from a candle, realized that if the cross could be moved as lightly as smoke, the task would be easy. He secretly entered Andrea's room and redesigned the hoisting mechanism, using 12 wheels to distribute the weight. The next day, the plan was implemented. To everyone's shock, just 2 men were able to lift the 17-ton cross to a height of 50 meters. The cross was successfully placed on the roof, securing Andrea's legacy, though it was Leonardo's secret design that made it possible. Leonardo's talent eventually became undeniable. To learn more about color and light, he secretly borrowed paints from the studio at night, where he ran into Andrea. Andrea, realizing Leonardo's brilliance, began teaching him the 3 types of light: direct light, like the sun, diffused light, like a candle behind a cloth, and natural light. For their next project, they worked on a painting of an angel and Christ. Andrea left the most difficult part, the angel, for Leonardo. As Leonardo prepared to paint, he closed his eyes and tried to visualize a divine being, but only Katerina's face appeared in his mind. He painted the angel with her likeness, working meticulously from dawn until the next morning. When the painting was unveiled, it was a masterpiece that surpassed even Andrea's skill. The Duke of Milan, Ludovico, was so impressed he offered Leonardo a private studio and doubled salary. However, Leonardo remained loyal to his master and declined. This success sparked intense jealousy in Tommaso. Tommaso framed Leonardo by sending a letter to the judge, resulting in Leonardo being arrested for corruption. While in prison, Katerina visited him and brought him drawing paper, allowing him to keep his sanity by sketching for the other inmates. Despite Leonardo's innocence, Andrea dismissed him from the school to protect his own reputation, fearing that association with a criminal would ruin his career. Homeless and lost, Leonardo received a surprise commission from a wealthy banker to paint his daughter, Ginevra. Ginevra was a bride-to-be, but her face was a mask of profound sadness. Katerina encouraged Leonardo to take the job, viewing it as a rare second chance to rebuild his name. Leonardo struggled with the portrait because Ginevra refused to smile or speak. He spent days focusing only on the background, unable to capture her face. One day, Ginevra's mood shifted instantly when her best friend, Galaziso, who was also a secret associate of Duke Ludovico, arrived. Leonardo watched them closely and realized that Ginevra was actually in love with Galaziso. Seeing her genuine smile for the first time, he was finally able to capture her true spirit on canvas. When Ginevra finally saw the completed portrait, she was moved to tears by how perfectly he had captured her hidden emotions. Caterina, wanting to help Leonardo, took the angel painting he had done for her to Andrea. When Andrea saw it, he was stunned. The technique was 99% perfect and far exceeded his own capabilities. Realizing he had cast away a once-in-a-century genius, Andrea ran out to find Leonardo. He found him washing his face and asked if it was truly he who designed the hoisting system for the cross. Leonardo humbly admitted it was. Andrea asked him to return, and from that day on, Leonardo was no longer just a pupil, but a true partner. They continued to work on great works for the church, with Andrea teaching Leonardo the final secrets of his craft. Despite the continued plots by Tommaso and the political dangers surrounding the Duke of Milan, Leonardo's dedication to the truth in art remained unshaken. He proved that a true artist does not just paint what the eye sees, but what the heart feels, transforming scars into beauty and sadness into a legacy that would last forever.